Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, you two babies. After the hectic exam week, we are back again with the paper one. Hello, live, everyone. Sorry, we are back with the paper one revisions and all. Yes. Good evening. How was your exam? How was it? Did you do it well? How was the paper one? We check the answer key. Okay, like how many answers you got it correct and all. Like how was it the paper one part and all. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Logesh, Arunima, good evening. Hello. How was the paper one part for the last exam? Was it easy? Like, did you utilize from our live sessions and all? Like from our marathon revisions, did you utilize or do you find it very easy? Like not very easy or like very moderate or something like that? Good evening. Yes, Arunima, thanks a lot. Like you are telling that like the lectures helped a lot. Thank you. Maths portion was so easy. Like, yeah, that's it, Amit. You are giving more emphasis to maths these days, and you are becoming very good at maths. That was the thing I promised when I started this live session. Do you remember when I started this live session with Kalyani ma'am? I used to tell, like, Kalyani ma'am used to tell that make this person 100% good at maths. So I think we have somewhat on the like achieving on that thing, right? We are 90 percentage of on achieving that good at maths. Basically, you will be teaching maths at some time also. Good. So maths, I think you have like it was something somewhat a time taking question that you like a question paper that you have with the paper one and also with paper two, some paper twos like literature and all those other backgrounds. I heard that like it was time taking and they had some analytical questions, statement level questions. But like you like no, if you can't make up this time, like give a try for the next time too and learn it. Whatever you are learning will be accumulated. That's all. Okay. So, guys, we are again starting our live sessions. Okay. Yeah, it was a moderate one. Everyone was telling that it was a moderate one. Uh, so like this time also you prepare well. NTA people they keep changing the pattern. They keep changing the trend and all. So no worries. You can keep trying and we'll hope for the best and we'll hope for the best results. Okay. And then we'll restart again the revision sessions from now onwards. We'll be having paper one on Thursdays. Be here to revise paper one with Jobin sir and Vallath. Okay. So no, you are like today we'll be going to like basically what we have on Thursdays we'll revise with paper one different topics. So today I thought we'll revise higher education. And when you think of higher education questions regarding with the net, like what is being conducted now, that means the June 2025 exam, you had a little bit like somewhat a moderate questions from higher education. Basically, it was easy. Like they asked about the the chronological order of the digital initiatives and all from the NEP 2020 and all. So it was very like somewhat a moderate. Like if you give some time and read the question, obviously you will be getting the answers in paper one. And maths, it was little bit like time taking, but actually I think in total there were actually 14 maths questions in literature paper one. And I saw the question paper because like inside one question there were four subparts. So there were three questions like that. So 3 into 4, 12, and then 2. So that was the part. No, like no problem. Like as we learn more and more, it will become great. It will become good to you only. So you are now good at maths, guys. So can we move on to questions? Will you answer higher education? Yes. So the online quiz series part, higher education coming to the first question, guys. Yes. The University Grants Commission is responsible for coordinating higher education in India. Statement 2. The UGC is a constitutional body established by an act of parliament. Yes, every time we discuss about UGC. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. Both statements are true and both statements are false. Yes, guys. Which of them are correct? Regarding with the University Grants Commission, are they, is UGC as a constitutional body, do you think, established by an act of parliament? Yes. Is University Grants Commission is responsible for coordinating the higher education in India? You think both are true? Both statements are true. There is a problem. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. 1 is true, obviously, you know that, because the University Grants Commission is responsible for coordinating higher education in India. But do you think that the UGC is a constitutional body? No, it is not a constitutional body, guys. It is a statutory body established by the Act of Parliament. It's not a constitutional body. It's not mentioned. The UGC is not mentioned in the Constitution. Okay, it's just a statutory body, non-constitutional. Okay, so you should be very care of like when you have some questions regarding with UGC, you should be very familiar. So you should be very cautious that you should not make it wrong. Okay. Yeah, UGC is a statutory body. That's what. Fine. Yeah. So coming to next one. UGC, as you told, it is a statutory body under the Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India. It was set up in accordance to the UGC Act 1956 and is charged with coordination, determination, and maintenance of standards of higher education in India. You know, UGC provides recognition to universities in India and disburse the funds to such recognized universities. And you know, UGC have headquarters. Once they asked that how many headquarters, like so how many regions are there for UGC? There was a question. So UGC headquarters are in New Delhi and it has 6 regional centers in Pune, Bhopal, Kolkata, Hyderabad, and Guwahati and Bangalore. Okay, fine. So UGC is a statutory body, not a constitutional body. So read in between the statements. That is what they want. These type of questions came in the last exam. That means in-depth statement, like you should read in between the statements and then answer. Clear. Can we move on to the next question, guys, now? The graded autonomy framework for universities in India was introduced by Ministry of Education, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, All India Council for Technical Education, University Grants Commission. So who introduced graded autonomy framework for universities in India? Who introduced? The answer. Yeah, I'm looking at your chats. Very good. NAC, you're saying it is NAC, some NAC. Okay. Yes, you can can freely tell the answer. Let us check. Or let us learn by making the answers right and wrong. That's how we learn. Yeah. You can just tell the answer. You think that this NAC. Okay, fine. See, it is University Grants Commission, not NAC. The graded autonomy framework. Graded autonomy, it was in 2018, it was introduced. UGC had introduced norms for granting graded autonomy to universities. As per that, universities are classified into category 1 and 2 and 3 based on predefined parameters. So in 2018, it was introduced. The graded autonomy was introduced. The framework was introduced by UGC, that is University Grants Commission. Goal for autonomous universities in ensuring equal access for all students, irrespective of their background and socioeconomic status. Okay. So UGC was the one who implemented or introduced the framework for graded autonomy. Next question. What is the timeline produced by NEP 2020 to raise the gross enrollment ratio, GER, in higher education to 50%? Okay. So NEP 2020, this time also they asked thing about NEP 1986. So when we were dealing with the revision sessions, I told you, if at all if you are learning NEP 2020 national policies, you should be familiar with the previous policies also. That means 1968, 1986. And if you have learned NEP 2020, it was very easy to eliminate the options given in NEP 1986. So it was very easy. So you think that it is 2035. Some answers are there like 2035. Some answers, yes, more answers. 2025. Obviously, you don't think so. It is 2025 because it's now running. So it is not the timeline. Or is it 2030 or 35? Gross enrollment ratio is very important. Yes, it is 2035. Okay. For all other timeline, for all other things, the timeline is 2030 somewhat. Okay. So, like, it's like gross enrollment ratio. It is actually for 2035. Okay. 2035. Clear. Yeah. So, GER, gross enrollment ratio, or GER at higher education level, is the ratio of people enrolled in higher education to the population in the age group of 18 to 23. So at higher education level, the ratio of people enrolled, what do you mean by GER? The ratio of people enrolled in higher education to the population in the age group of 18. So GER, they can ask what is the age group of GER? So the age group of GER is 18 to 23. So in 2017-18, that means now the GER is somewhat near to 30%. Okay. So out of 100 people, only 27 is enrolled in higher education. So now the government wants, or the NEP wants, to make it to 50%. Okay. At least half of the persons eligible to study, or in the age group of 18 to 23, those who are in the population should be made eligible to study for the higher education. See, now it is 30% only. Then see how much is the competition. So if it is to the 50%, how worse can be the competition, right? So prepare for the good and all. So that's what. So the government of India has targeted to raise the gross enrollment ratio to 50% by 2035. Next question. Statement level question. Read it. In-depth reading is needed. So read between the lines and then answer. So don't jump into conclusions. The Rashtriya Uchchadar Shiksha Abhiyan is RUSA, aims to improve the quality of higher education and promote equity in access. Statement 2, RUSA provides funding for the establishment of new universities only in metropolitan cities. Statement 1 is true and 2 is false. 1 is false and 2 is true. Both statements are true. Both statements are false. Which is the answer that you think, guys? Which is the answer? Yes. Yes. Can I go with the answer now? It is 1 is true and 2 is false, because RUSA provides funding for the establishment of new universities. No, RUSA did not. They won't provide, or RUSA is not providing any funds for establishing new universities and only in metropolitan cities. No, basically you can, eliminate that option. So actually, RUSA stands for Rashtriya Uchchadar Shiksha Abhiyan. It is a Hindi for National Higher Education Mission. It is a holistic scheme of development for the higher education in India, initiated in 2013. Okay. So it was initiated in 2013. It is a name for National Higher Education Mission. Obviously, it is to provide a strategic funding to the higher educational institutions. Okay. It is a centrally sponsored scheme by, for example, through the state governments and union territories, it will provide. And, there is a ratio. 90:10, 60:40, and all, like, for the union territories, they will provide the 100% fund. For the state governments, it is like 60:40, and then the northeastern states, it's like 90:10, like that. The ratio is different for different states. But it is a strategic funding program for to the higher educational institutions throughout the country. That is RUSA. Okay. Rashtriya Uchchadar Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay. NIRF. I think this time also they have asked about NIRF. The National Institutional Ranking Framework of India evaluates higher education institutions based on various parameters, including dash. What? So research output, student attendance, library infrastructure, administrative hierarchy. By reading these questions, it is very easy that you can eliminate some options and conclude the answer. See, Like, that's why, like, I have seen the question paper. It takes like little bit effort to read the question and finalize the answer. But if you spend time, like not more than 1 or 2 minutes, just like if you sit and think for a while. So the presence of mind in the exam is very important, guys. So if you see a question, oh my God, NIRF, I don't know. But just read. By reading this, you can just eliminate options like student attendance, NIRF, library infrastructure, NIRF. Okay. So you think like that, whether these are important things or can you eliminate and then can you go for the answer? It's very important. Like your presence of mind matters. That's what. So the answer here is research output. Student attendance, library infrastructure, and hierarchy. All those things do not matter for the institutional ranking framework. So basically, you should know what is NIRF. No, like a basic idea should be there. NIRF ranks the universities, colleges all across throughout the country. So like they don't want any administrative hierarchy or student attendance or library infrastructure. So that is a method that you can eliminate options and conclude one option. Clear. Research output. So NIRF is a ranking methodology adopted by the Ministry of Education, Government of India to rank institutions of higher education in India. So it was approved and launched on 29 September 2015. Okay, it has been 10 years now. And depending on the areas of operation, it has been ranked under 11 different categories. You should remember these. Okay. There are overall category, university, colleges, engineering, management, pharmacy, law, medical, architecture, dental, and research. Okay. So these are the parameters. They are the different categories they are ranked under. Fine. Next question. The Michael Sadler Commission was constituted to study the problems of. Basically, if you know the other name of Michael Sadler Commission, it is very easy. If you know the other name of Michael Sadler Commission, it is very easy that you get the answer. Calcutta University, Madras University, Bombay University, more than one of the above. Michael Sadler Commission. Michael Sadler Commission. Is it Calcutta, Madras, Bombay, and more than one of the above? Which is that? Yes. Yes. A. Go with A. That's Calcutta University because the other name for Michael Sadler Commission is Calcutta University Commission. So obviously, Michael Sadler Commission was appointed to examine the state of Calcutta University and obviously to recommend some improvements in the higher education. Clear. So the commission recommended the need for restructuring university system, the academic standards, and promoting research and postgraduate studies. Okay. And the Calcutta University Commission's chairman was Sir Michael Sadler, and he's appointed in 1917. So you should remember that. Clear? Fine. Good. Can we move on to the next question? The ancient Indian university known as the Chief Center for Advanced and Specialized Studies in Nyaya or Logic. This time we had a lot of questions from Indian logic, I think. So the ancient Indian university known as the Chief Center for Advanced and Specialized Studies in Nyaya or Logic. Is it Jagadala or is it Mithila or is it Nadia or is it Vallabhi? Which is that? I need the answer from the YouTube chats, guys, YouTube babies. I need the answers. Yes, where are you? You think that as B, Mithila University. Okay, some more answers. Yes, guys. The answer is Mithila University. That is the correct answer. That is Mithila is the correct answer. So it is believed that this university had been existent since the time of Rajajanak. That means the father of Sita. It was very famous for Brahmanical system of education. And rishis and other learners took part in the conferences. Subjects like literature, fine arts, science, scriptures including Vedas, Nyaya Shastra were offered. Nyaya and Tarka Shastra gained prominence in the university, Mithila. That means two famous subjects. So Nyaya and Tarka Shastra were there, logic and Nyaya. So it was taught in Mithila University. Next question. The suggestion that primary schools must be taken under a common school system to provide equal educational opportunities was recommended by. That means primary schools must be taken under a common school system. So think that who recommended a holistic approach to the educational scenario in India? Was it Radhakrishnan Commission or Kothari Commission or NEP 2020? So you can easily eliminate NEP 2020 that before NEP 2020 came, the suggestion or like the primary schools was under or is under common school system. So obviously you can eliminate NEP 2020 and the Chattopadhyaya Commission. So Radhakrishnan Commission, what was other name? Like what did Radhakrishnan Commission emphasize on? So if you know all those things, you can arrive at the conclusion and you will get a correct option. Which is the answer that you think of, guys? Is it Radhakrishnan? Is it Kothari? Is it NEP 2020? Yes, I will go with the answer. Very good. That is Kothari Commission, because Kothari Commission emphasized the holistic approach. That means from a primary education to a higher education, Kothari Commission gave the idea. So a National Education Commission, it is popularly known as Kothari Commission. It was an ad hoc commission set up by the government of India. Okay. It was formed on 14 July 1964 under the chairmanship of Vallath Singh Kothari. You know, the recommendations all were there. You can learn that. Next question. The finance bill has to be passed by the parliament within how many days of its introduction? Finance bill, it's very important that you know, you have to learn about the governance and administration. The finance bill has to be passed by the parliament within how many days of its introduction? Yeah, I need the answer from the chats. I'm checking on the chats. Yes. Superb. Can you answer? You just guess. Yes, it is 75 days. So within its introduction, it should be passed by 75 days. Very good. So within 75 days of introduction, the finance bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha can recommend amendments, but it must be passed in Lok Sabha. And finance bill is a money bill. It is called a money bill defined in Article 110. So all these things, you know, you should have a gist of an idea of all those things. In which of the following ancient Indian universities the culture and civilization of Tibet was built mainly through the writings of scholars? So Tibet. So you associate with the, you know, the northeast and the north side, basically to the east side. So Tibet is there. So which university comes there? Nalanda, Vikramshila, Jagadala, Midila. So if you can eliminate any options which is not there towards the east and north, okay, so that you know that Bengal, UP side and all. Okay, in which of the following ancient Indian universities the culture and civilization of Tibet was built mainly through the writings of scholars? It's actually Vikramshila. We'll go with Vikramshila. Vikramshila was established by the famous Emperor Dharampala of the Pal dynasty. Okay, now it is in the northern Magad of the bank of the river Ganges, Ganga. Philosophy was taught, grammar was taught, metaphysics was taught, Indian logic was taught, you know, and the convocation ceremony was known as Samavartana. And you know, the Vikramshila University was destroyed by Bakhtiyar Khilji. You should also remember that name, clear. So who established and who destroyed? That's very important. Going to the next question. Which of the following statements are correct about Lok Sabha? The constitution puts a limit on the size of the Lok Sabha. The size and the shape of the parliamentary constituencies is determined by the election commission. First past the post electoral system is followed. Speaker of Lok Sabha does not have a casting vote in case of an equality of votes. So what do you think the answer is? A and C, A, B, C, A, C, D, and A, B, C, and D. That means correct about Lok Sabha. Yes. It's very easy that, no, like we'll go with the answer A and C. Constitution puts a limit on the size of the Lok Sabha. Obviously, it is correct. First past post electoral system is followed. That's also correct. And the size and shape of the parliamentary constituencies, for example, if you have a parliamentary constituency, that is the size and shape where it should belong or which of the jurisdiction. It is not determined by election commission. It is determined by a body called delimitation commission or delimitation body. Okay. And the speaker of the Lok Sabha does not have the Speaker of the Lok Sabha have a casting vote, obviously. Okay. So the size and shape of the parliamentary constituencies are determined by an independent agency called the Delimitation Commission. Okay. It is appointed by the President of India. It works in collaboration with Election Commission, not Election Commission decides. So Delimitation Commission decides. And the Speaker can cast vote in case of equality. That's there. Question. National Skill Qualification Framework, NSQF, is a competency-based framework that organizes all qualifications according to a series of levels of what? Knowledge, understanding, skills, attitude, and aptitude. Skill qualification framework. So what you can eliminate by these options? Actually, if you don't know National Skill Qualification Framework, just guess what won't be there, what will not be there. So just you can eliminate that two options, right? Because if you think that attitude is not there. Okay. So options with D you can eliminate. For example, National Skill Qualification Framework. Like that you can work upon. So basically, D is not there. Attitude. What is their attitude to do with skill qualification and all. So knowledge, skills, and then aptitude is there. That is what NSQF goes with. So the National Skills Qualification Framework is a competency-based framework that organizes all qualifications. Okay. So these are level from these are graded from 1 to 10, and the NSQF would also help shift emphasis to outcome-based learning, both in general and vocational space. So guys, thank you. Today's session, we are ending today's session. I think this was a very useful session for you, and obviously, this will be utilizing you for the NET exam and all. Prepare well, guys. So we'll see you.